Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to learn about mood and tone using color. So in the previous lesson, we learned how to color correct and color grade our clips, making it perfect for a certain mood or tone. Now let's learn about how colors affect that mood or tone and what emotion people will get from that color grading. I will use this clip right here as my example. It's a person just standing there and their back is to us. And I can easily use color grading to make this video either sad or happy. So let's go ahead and jump into the color correction tab. Okay, I'll go to adjust. Let's come down to white balance. So in the previous lesson, we mentioned that colder tones create a sad and serious mood, while warmer tones create a joyful and happy mood. It could also be used in nostalgic clips. So whether you go to the warm tones or the cold tones, it really depends on the mood that you're trying to create for your audience. What emotion should they feel? If they're looking at this girl right now, should they feel bad for her or should they feel happy for her? You decide that with your color grading. If I make this blue, I'm creating a sad mood, meaning that I want the people who see this clip to feel bad for this character. Maybe something bad happened and she's just upset about something. I can trigger empathy with my color grading. In this case, if it's sad, people will feel bad for her or maybe relate to her situation. But if I make it warm, it's almost like a memory. Like maybe she is enjoying where she is, she's admiring the view, she feels at peace, and I can create that peaceful feeling for the audience too, and make them feel at peace as well, knowing that this girl is just admiring where she is. She's maybe grateful for something that happened. Maybe she's thinking about her family. And just by moving a few sliders, I can, or you can as the editor, trigger these emotions in your audience. So let's just undo this. The same thing goes for tint. Like we said that when you combine colder tones, you create a different mood. Usually in horror films, you notice that there's always green tones and blue tones. You're not only creating something sad, but you're also creating something creepy, which is why horror films use these two colors together a lot. Apart from that, they use harsh shadows. Let's try to add some harsh shadows. They add some harsh shadows and immediately you can see that this is close to a scene from a horror film. Everything is dark, everything is blue, and we have a green tone to our clip. So I just turned this video of the girl let's undo these, turn it off, of this girl just standing there in the field, and I turned it into something creepy using some dark lighting and some white balance changes. Let's do the opposite and create a happy and nostalgic feeling. So when we add yellow, we think of the sun. The sun is yellow, and when it shines on everything, it adds a yellow hue on everything. So when we use warm colors, we are recreating the feeling of a sunny day and joy as well. Purple adds a royal mood to your clip. So just by adding this purple tint, I can make it look as if this character is actually she's really important and she holds a lot of power. If you look at the sunset, you notice a lot of purple tones in the sunset. So that feeling you get from looking at the sunset, you can recreate it here using purple and warm colors. We're going to learn about what each colors mean soon, but just by moving a few of these sliders, you can change the mood of your clip. Let's undo this. And look at some of the presets that we have. Let's go to some common ones. You can immediately make your video cold or warm. You can boost the colors with one click. This is a pretty neutral color grading. You don't really feel that much to it. You just get that sense of freshness because of all the intense and vibrant green that you see. We have shadow details. It's a bit more gloomy because we lost those vibrant colors, and our clip is now a little darker. You can make it elegant. Just brighten everything up, darken everything up, make it look like a sad film, or leave the colors way too saturated. Doesn't really look that good in our clip. But if you go in the 3D LUTs, you get some color grading from popular films like 007 series, Batman, dark films, Game of Thrones, Sparta 300, Star Wars, Walking Dead, Mission Impossible, Harry Potter, House of Cards, and many others. So you can just come over here, use these 3D LUTs to quickly change the mood and tone of your clip. Let's reset all, hit OK. You can also get more color grading effects over here. You just go to, you have more LUTs here. As you can see, you can double click to see a preview on your video. Okay. Now let's learn more about each of the colors and see what they mean and how they affect your clip alone and combined with others. Alright, so I got these sample colors right here just so you know exactly what color I'm talking about. Let's start with the color red. So what does red mean? You've seen it in a lot of maybe Valentine commercials or in a lot of bold statements. So basically, to sum it up, red is for intense emotions, whether this is for love, for power, for maybe pride. You can use that color to intensify those emotions. You could just sum it up with intense emotions like passion, strength, love, anger. That's what red means. And like we said, it's a pretty common color. I'm sure you've seen red used a lot in commercials and in pictures. Let's move on to the next color, which is pink. Let's just use this one. Pink, when it's soft like this, I'm not talking about bold pinks, but this pink essentially means things that are innocent and soft. So it does also relate to love and romance, but in a more innocent way. It's not something like red where it's passionate. And anything related to childhood does have pink in it. If you look at Melanie Martinez, the singer, she uses the color pink, this soft pink, in her music videos a lot to create a sense of innocence in the emotions that are portrayed in her music videos. Let's take a look at this yellow. So yellow is knowledge. Yellow is used a lot in educational organizations or videos. It is a really optimistic color, so it's a positive color. It shows hope, and if you just think of yellow, you think of sunlight, so it's just a upbeat, positive color. But on the other hand, it could show bad things like jealousy. And in movies, when they want to show that the character is jealous, they do tend to use some yellow in their color grading. The next color is orange, right here. Now, orange is a warm color. It could relate to just anything that has warmth in it. Like the example of a wedding. It's a warm moment, it's a good memory, and to make it a warm scene, you could add some orange to your color grading. It also shows balance and nostalgia. In a lot of indie films, they do tend to use orange, especially if they're making a movie about the past, about the 90s, and it does create a sense of nostalgia for the audience. Then we have green. I'm talking about this green right now. Now, green is anything related to nature. So when you think of green, you immediately think of the trees, the grass, the bushes, and it's just a healing and positive color. It shows a sense of freshness, but when combined with darker colors, like dark green, we do get a creepy sense from it. So if you look at a plant and it's a vibrant green, you know that it's fresh, it's healthy, it's doing good. But when those greens start to fade away and the plant kind of withers around, it gets this really dark green color. And that's how you know that this plant is not in a good shape. So that's what green means. Let's take a look at blue right here. Blue creates a sense of calm and peace. We also learned that blue makes a scene sad, especially when it's a dark blue. I'm not talking about pastel blue. I'm talking about like a dark blue you get when it's a stormy day outside. So that dark blue could be used for sad and intense scenes, but when it's bright, it does create a sense of calm and unity. You do see blue in a lot of corporations because blue creates a sense of formality and unity. Let's look at the color purple. This purple. Purple is a royal color. So when you add it onto something, you're creating importance for that character. Like we said, if I add purple to my color grading in this video, I'm going to make it look as if this character has a lot of power, and when combined with either bright or dark colors, I can make it look as if it's a good thing that she has that power, or if it's not. I'm sure you guys remembered from Disney movies, the villains would usually be purple. So for example, Ursula from The Little Mermaid, or the queen, the evil queen from Aurora or Sleeping Beauty, they all had purple on their outfits or on their skin, and that just shows that not only are they royalty, but they also have a lot of power. But if you notice, it wasn't just purple, they had black with them too. So when those two colors are combined, we are creating a sense of cruelty, because those two characters were indeed cruel and mysterious. Then we have the color brown. Don't think we have a brown here. Let's just pretend this is brown. I'm talking about the dirt brown. Brown is earthy and it is used in outdoors a lot. So if there's like a scene where there's a construction, brown is used to intensify the colors that are already there. Brown can just show simplicity, and you can use it in your clips depending on the colors that you have. And then we have the color black, which shows a sense of luxury, and it makes every other emotion rich. So if we take green, that we said is environmental and positive color, combine it with a little black to get a darker green, we make it a creepy color. So like we said, in horror films, they use this dark green to create that mysterious and creepy mood. So black is used for luxurious things and mystery. It's a pretty formal color. And yeah. Then finally, we have the color white right over here. Now, white is for things that are pure and clean. It creates a sense of peace and protection. But when you use white in your movies, in your scene, not your color grading, you are not really creating an emotion. There's nothing there. If you think of a hospital without the people, the nurses, and the colorful signs, you don't feel anything towards that location because everything is white and you have no feelings towards it. Same thing goes for characters. If you've watched The Hunger Games, President Snow always has the color white. We don't really get that sense of evil from him because we get a lot of white and we can't really see through him. We don't know what he's thinking. All we get is that he's really ruthless and he is very cold. Now that's what each of the colors do and the mood that they create, but when you combine these colors, you get a different result. Let's get some videos and try this out. I will go to effects. I'm going to use this video for now. Let's try our first combination, which is yellow and orange. So I'm going to go to, come down here, try to find something warm. I'll go for this. Vibrant film, and now it's warmer. So just by combining these two colors, although our video is a little dark, I'm creating a sense of nostalgia, warmth, and happiness. So I could actually try this on something else. Because the character is faced away from us, it is already mysterious. So let's try something else. Let me find another effect that is suitable. Let me just go in color correction. It will take some time to find the stuff I'm looking for. And get warm. So what do you see in this color grading? We see some yellows and we see some orange. Combined, they create a warm mood, meaning that maybe she just woke up from a nice dream, the sun is out, and this is a happy scene. So that is the first combination, yellow and orange. You could make it more intense, which does create the feeling that this room was a bit too hot in terms of temperature. And if you watch Mad Max, this is a similar color grading. Let's look at our next color grading, which is, I'll use Batman for this. But the colors that we see here are green, black, because everything is a bit dark, and blue. All of these combined, it creates a kind of a creepy and serious mood, just like the color grading that was used in the movie Batman. There's nothing happy in that movie, everything is sad, everything is cruel, and therefore this color grading really helps set the mood for it. Then we have the colors red and green. I'm not sure if I can find something for that, but red and green essentially is for vintage films. Let's try this. It has some red, and I'll just add some green myself. Okay, something like this. Not exactly this, but green and red. It makes the clip look more vintage. It's used in movies where the story is about the past. So it has a similar color grading. We have blue and purple. Guess something like this. Let's just add the purple ourselves. This color grading is an intense emotion. Let me just go for something like this. So this is a sad scene right now. It's as if there was a stormy day and she's just waking up from that storm. She couldn't sleep. Maybe she has a lot on her mind. Using blue and purple and dark colors, you can create that sad scene. And then we have black and white. Just remove the saturation and vibrance. So black and white, you're not really getting an emotion from this. It does create a sense of luxury. If you look at maybe famous brands out there, they do use black and white for their commercials to show the luxurious product that is being advertised. And you can use black and white for it. In other times when the black and white is intense, meaning that the shadows are too dark and like the highlights are bright, so everything is intense, it is a sad scene. We have mostly dark tones, and this is just a sad scene. Brown and orange is another vintage combination that you can use. I guess it would be something like this. It's another way to create a sense of nostalgia for your video. Finally, we have pink and blue. Like we said, it creates a sense of innocence, the color pink, and blue creates a sense of unity. So if you've watched the Grand Budapest Hotel, the movie, you know that they use a lot of blues and pinks, and the scenes at times were innocent. So the Grand Budapest Hotel is an example of the pink and blue color grading. Now that you know what the colors do and how they affect your clips, we can move on with the next lessons. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. I will see you guys in the next one.